More than half a century deep in the jungles of Guatemala, a giant stone head was discovered. The face had fine features, thin lips and big nose, and his face was aimed skyward. Unusually, his face showed Caucasian features that were not compatible with any of the pre-Hispanic races of America. The discovery quickly attracted attention, but just as quickly slipped away in the pages of forgotten history. The news of the discovery first emerged when Dr. Oscar Rafael Padilla Lara, Ph.D., lawyer and notary, was a photograph of the head in 1987, along with a description that the photograph was taken in 1950 by the owner land, where the head was found and found somewhere in the jungles of Guatemala. See also, are these ancient statues representations of extraterrestrial beings? Photography and History was printed in a small article in the newsletter Ancient Skies, which was picked up and read by the explorer David Hatcher Childress, known author, who sought to discover more about the mysterious stone head. He tracked down Dr. Padilla, who reported that met the owners of the property, the family Biner, where the monolith is. The site was 10 kilometers from a small town in La Democracia in southern Guatemala. Its size was huge, as can be seen from the 3 climbs on top and the car in front of the statue. However, Dr. Padilla said he was desperate when he came to the site, and found that the site had been deleted. It was destroyed by the revolutionaries about 10 years ago. We had located the statue too late. It was used as target practice by anti-government rebels. This completely disfigured, something similar in the way the Sphinx in Egypt had his nose blown up by the Turks, only worse, he said. A's nose and mouth had disappeared completely. Padilla was able to measure its height between 4 and 6 meters, with his head resting on his neck. Padilla did not return back to the site due to armed attacks between government forces and rebel forces in the area. The destruction of the head meant that the story had a quick death, until he was picked up again a few years ago by the filmmakers behind Revelations of the Mayans 2012 and beyond that used photography to assert that aliens have had contact with civilizations of the past. The producer released a document written by the Guatemalan archaeologist Hector E. Mejia, who wrote, "I certify that this monument does not present characteristics of the Maya, Nahuatl, Olmec or any other pre-Hispanic civilization, was created by an extraordinary and superior civilization with awesome knowledge, of which there is no record of their existence on this planet." However, far from helping the cause and research on the monolith, this publication only served to have the opposite effect, throwing the whole story in the hands of a justifiably skeptical public, who thought it was all a publicity stunt. Even the letter itself has been put into question, with some saying it is not genuine. However, it seems that the giant head, and there was no evidence to suggest that the original photograph is not authentic, or that the story of Dr. Padilla was false. So assuming it was real, the questions remain: where did? Who did it? And because? The region where it was reported that the headstone was found, democracy actually is already famous for the stone head's wish, like the stone head was found in the jungle, also face skyward. These are known to have been created by the Olmec civilization, which flourished between 1400 and 400 BC. The Olmec center was the area of the lowlands of the Gulf of Mexico. However, Olmec-style artifacts, designs, monuments and iconography found in places hundreds of kilometers from the Olmec area, including La Democracia. Olmec stone head. However, the stone head shown in the photograph of 1950 does not share the same characteristics or style as the Olmec heads. The late Philip Coppens, Belgian author, radio host and television commentator on issues of history alternative, raised the question of whether the head is an anomaly of the Olmeca period, or is part of another unknown culture, that is earlier or later the Olmecs, whose only artifact identified so far is the head of Padilla.